Good morning, girls. Today we are discussing the last topic of our transportation. When I was going through the people's analysis, I did not see any question from pipelines, though it is a very important topic because development of pipelines is really important for development of a country. Pipelines as a mode of transportation doesn't cause pollution because it is either the material which is transported is either under the ground or above the surface in a pipe, so it doesn't need much energy also to move, so it saves fuel, it saves manpower, it has so many advantages. Though laying cost of pipeline is always high, but still the advantage cannot be ignored. As it is written here, pipelines is the most convenient, efficient, and economic mode of transporting liquid, gases, things also, and even water and milk can be transported. Water is transported obviously in our houses with the help of pipeline, but milk is also nowadays transported with the help of pipeline. Not only this, metals in the form of slurry can also be transported through pipeline. What is a slurry? When we mix metal with the water and some chemicals, then we can easily transport it with the help of pipeline. So pipelines are becoming so important in the country. I'll show you some important pipelines of the country. Though the syllabus in the detail doesn't show the pipelines, but still I will tell you there are some important pipelines in the country, out of which Hazira, here is Vijaypur, and this is Jagdishpur. This Hazira, Vijaypur and Jagdishpur, which is called as HBJ pipeline. This red colored pipeline is a very important pipeline. Actually, the colored pipelines are existing pipelines and the dotted one will be made. They are in progress. So this is one pipeline which is very important. Second, you should be knowing that the pipeline which is running from Guwahati, this blue color, Guwahati, connected with this green pipeline in between through Barauni and till Kanpur, is also a very important pipeline. So this pipeline is connected in between, now further extended to Digboi, which is an oil field. So this is also connected to that. So this pipeline from Guwahati to Kanpur is also very important pipeline. Barauni is a oil refinery here. Okay, you remember this. Then you also have to remember one important pipeline which is coming from Gujarat, that is from Jamnagar, and another important place is Koyali here. It was initially made from Koyali via Ahmedabad to Mathura oil refinery and also going to Panipat, this green one. Now these extended pipelines are also there to it, because when we make one pipeline, like initially it was from Koyali, then oil in Koyali must be finishing getting less. So in the meantime, another pipeline from Jamnagar or from Badinagar is also connected to it. Later, another pipeline will be connected to it. So same pipeline will carry oil from these areas to Mathura refinery and Panipat refinery. If you know, Mathura and Panipat has a very famous big oil refinery which is refining oil. So these are the three important pipeline networks of India which you should know. Though in your book, not many are mentioned, but only three are very important. That's why I've explained to you. So here there are names of the pipelines. If you wish, you can just remember the headings. That is one pipeline which is starting from Noonmati to Siliguri and then extended to Barauni in Bihar, and further it goes to Kanpur. Then Barauni Haldia pipeline. This pipeline was laid down in 1966 to carry refined petroleum products to Haldia port and bringing it back. So here is Haldia port and this is Barauni. So you can imagine the pipeline which was already laid down from Guwahati to Kanpur has been added petrol from different areas like Haldia also. So now this pipeline is becoming so important as it has been connected with so many other refineries. HBJ pipeline, as I've told you, this is the longest pipeline of India. It is crossing 75 big and small rivers, 29 railway crossings, and it is connecting Gujarat, Rajasthan, Madhya Pradesh, Uttar Pradesh, and Uttar Pradesh ke two parts. So this is HBJ pipeline. You can see the color red, how long it is, and further it has been extended to Delhi also. So a pipeline has been extended. Even this will be giving oil to this pipeline through Kanpur. So this is how when a pipeline is laid down, then further it can be easily extended, added, a new connection, a joint can be made in a pipeline. The Salaya Koyali Mathura pipeline, that also I've explained you. It was initially Koyali, then Salaya has been added to it from here, and then further Mathura and Panipat. So this is also important pipeline. You just remember the headings, that is okay, and you remember lot of information about HBJ pipeline. You see here, pipelines have got a lot of advantages. They are ideally suited to transport the liquids and gases. And if at all a material is found in solid, it can be made a semi-liquid paste by adding water and minerals to it, and then it can also be transported. I remember one of my friends sharing a very important SR project where um, iron ore was mixed with the water and some chemicals, and a semi-liquid material was made, and they are transporting this iron ore, which is a solid material, through pipeline. So you can't imagine that iron ore can also be transported through pipeline. My question to him was, doesn't it stop in between? Because somewhere it can get clogged, it can get collected. So he said, with the material we send a force of air. So it is sent with the force, and the force is regularly maintained. The air pressure is regularly maintained. The whole pipe is not full with material, but generally it is half filled with the material and half with air, so that there is air blowing in between, which is pushing the material. So this is how solid, liquids and gases, all kind of material can be transported through pipeline without any human labor, without any wastage of fuel. When fuel is not used to transport, you can imagine how much it is going to reduce the pollution. So government is paying a lot of attention in laying down pipelines in the country. Pipelines can be laid through difficult terrains, whether it is a desert or a mountainous area. A small hole can be made inside the earth, and a pipeline can be laid in a trenches, or somewhere. If it is water body, it can be laid above the water body also. It involves very low energy consumption. As I told you, once it is laid down, it needs only pressure of air to move the material. No fuel is required, no diesel, no petrol is required. Pipelines are safe, accident free and environment friendly. So if people are not involved, nobody is moving it, no traffic on the road is there, then obviously no accidents. But pipelines have got disadvantages also. We can't make pipelines everywhere. Somewhere we have restriction of forest areas coming in between, houses coming in between. So it's not as flexible as it should be. A town, a city coming in between a pipeline area, in that case it is very difficult to lay down a pipeline. Moreover, if people are owning the house, land, they don't give the land for the government. Its capacity cannot be increased once it is laid. We can add some joints into it, but if there is an old pipeline which has a capacity of some million tons, then we can't make it bigger. We can't increase it. Increasing the capacity of pipeline means laying down the whole pipeline track again, which is difficult. This is the biggest problem. Number third, it is difficult to make security arrangements. You can't supervise the whole pipeline. There is unemployment in India, there is poverty in India, and people tend to steal gas, coal, oil, minerals in between where it is not supervised. So wheresoever pipeline is passing through a forest area or unsupervised area, people tend to break the pipeline and take out the material. This causes leakage and heavy loss, and it is very difficult to detect the leakage also. If at all a company is sending 10 million liter of petrol from Koyali, and to Mathura refinery it is reaching only 5 million liter. Then where is 5 million liter gone? It is so difficult to detect the leakage, especially if pipeline is under the ground. Now you can't dig the whole ground and find out where is the leakage. So finding leakage is actually difficult. We can only make out that there is loss. Less material has reached, but finding where it has gone is very difficult. So this is small topic. I'll share the picture of this topic, which is given in your book on your WhatsApp also, but I hope you'll understand. This is very easy to understand, and there is a video also about the 50 glorious years of Indian oil and pipelines in India. Please have a look. It's a nice video to be watched. Have a lovely day and lovely weekend.